Live on YouTube right now. TikTok, come on over. Patrice L. Stewart is the channel name. Live on YouTube right now. TikTok, come on over. Patrice L. Stewart is the channel name. Live on YouTube right now. TikTok, come on over. Patrice L. Stewart is the channel name. Live on YouTube right now. TikTok, come on over. It trips me out. My mama be thinking I'm just playing the video over and over and over when I really just be putting it on, and then she be like, why you playing it over and over and over? And I'm like, I'm not doing that on purpose, Mel. At night. Okay, at night. What time is it? 7? I'm gonna say 7. 7:35 to. Look up. She gotta be. She gotta be precise. What's up, delicate sag? You say you've been on it, huh? I'm also trying to get more people to come into this workshop to get this financial education, this financial literacy, this financial freedom. So I figured since I'm gonna be sitting here for about 2 hours with my godbaby taking my hair down, we might as well put this time to use, right? So I'm already on YouTube. I just got to hit the live button. I just got to go. That's where it was at, Key, when you did the other braid? Okay. Because I know it crinkled up. She's like, I know what I'm doing, man.
I'll be trying to look before, like, real close to. Because you will be able to see, like, what's the because you see your hair sticking out right here.
Okay. So also, I know it's been a moment since she did it. Good evening. It's Friday night. We know some of y'all out hanging out, but on Friday night, this is what me and my god baby doing. Taking my hair down, my Gemini twin, as I like to say. My little young Gemini baby. So, tonight, what I'm talking about is why my trust owns my house. What I say? Why my trust owns my house? My trust owns my house, but why my LLC owns my house, right? So, what I've been sharing with you all is the system in America that we live in. And that America is a system itself. And the reason why a lot of you all work a 9 to 5, you may live check to check. You may have bought your house, your car, all of those things first because system-wise, that's what they told you to do, right? That's the system that we are taught here. That's the fake American dream. It's to go to school, get an education, buy your car, buy your house, and then everybody's supposed to live happily ever after, right? But if you are not taught the real system, right? And so I even shared that when I first bought my house. If knowing what I know now, I would not have never bought a single family house, right? I would not have been my first move, especially being single with no kids. At that time, I had my mom and my dog living with me, and my mom wasn't living with me right away. So it didn't make sense really for me to buy a single family house. And so I share that with some of my, younger generation behind me, whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't always make sense to buy a house for yourself, right? And this is the stuff that we're not taught. So one of the reasons why let me finish this statement. So the reason why I say you don't necessarily need a single family home and what's not talked about is the investment opportunity, the investment property, the investment write-off, right? So when you're buying a property and when you are approved for a mortgage, right? If you all are trying to go get a mortgage and you go to the lender and you say, hey, I want to buy a house, they're going to ask you for your income, right? They usually want to see W-2s. They'll ask for 1 to 2 years worth of taxes, but your W-2 shows proof that you're working, right? And so this is why I was saying, those of you all who have a 9 to 5, you need to learn how to take that 9 to 5 money and turn it into making more money for you, right? Because realistically, systematically, your job would never make you self-sufficient. Your job will never make you rich, right? None of that. And so you have to kind of figure out what to do with that 9 to 5 money. And most people, of course, with their 9 to 5 money is you're paying bills, right? Whatever job you make, that income that you're getting from that job, you're paying your rent or your mortgage, you're paying your car note, you're paying your insurance. Some of you all have kids, so you may be paying daycare, you're buying food, you're buying clothes. So that 9 to 5 money gets eaten up real quick. And this is why you're struggling in between those paychecks, right? Which is why the average American lives paycheck to paycheck. Less than 21% of America as a whole has $1,000 in their savings account. Why do you think that is? It's not just because no one wants to save. It's because a lot of you all can't, in your eyes, you can't afford to save, right? And so what I talk about on my page and channel are things like this, like the real system and how it affects you, how it holds you back, how when you are so concerned with politics and what's going on the TV and what's going on with celebrity news, like the way that things are set up today is to keep your mind wondering, right? Not really focused on the things that you really should be focusing on, which is more of making more money, making sure that you and your family can live and survive, right? Ownership, owning your land, owning your property. And when I hear people say like they don't mind renting forever, or they don't really care about getting a house, that kind of makes me feel sad for you, that you just want to own something. Go ahead and ask your question, DJ Mike. Everybody on YouTube, I always answer your questions first, dibs usually too. So definitely go ahead and ask your questions if you have one. So what I wanted to talk about tonight was that, along with some of the things that I have done, some of the strategies that I have used, the tax code, because I've learned the taxes. I learned business and personal taxes, and I do that. I'm a tax and business strategist by day, right? So some of the strategies that I help my clients set up are things like this. And so before we kind of get heavy into it, I do have this behind me that says trust. You all can't really see it. I'll put it in the comments down here. But I'm getting this information to you because I'm also hosting a free workshop on Monday, which is on the holiday. So we did it on the holiday on purpose. So you all will already be home. You won't really have an excuse as to why you can't make it. You're already off for the day. And so on Monday, my business partner and I are hosting a tax and trust planning workshop. And this is a completely free workshop. We'll be giving you real bread and butter, like literally. You will be able to walk away with knowledge and information that you can use that night if you decide to implement. And I'm gonna say this because the biggest thing is implement. People can tell you stuff all day, but if you never ever implement it, then this is the reason why a lot of you all still are in the same boat that you are in too. Because some people have had access to me over 10 years, especially on Facebook. Some people who have followed me for over 10 years being on this internet, have never taken any of the information that I've provided and given to them. Whereas some people on this internet have taken the information that I have provided for free and done a lot and changed their lives. So also dig deep within yourself. If you are lazy, if people are giving you information and you're not willing to take that information and do anything with it, then this is part of the reason why you're stuck in the boat that you're in today. So if you just want to argue online about politics all day, then hey, live your best life broke, okay, and arguing online. Or you can take some information from somebody who's been there, done that. I used to be in the cubicle just like y'all. I used to work for corporate America just like y'all. I no longer have to do that. I'm free. I've been free off the system for the last 12 years. I'm trying to get more people free. Okay. So that's why we're on here tonight, to get you in the private workshop. It will not be broadcasted. When I do courses and classes, we are in Zoom. We're in a private workshop setting. I cannot be on the free internet for everything. Again, my voice is already shut down sometimes from these platforms because they hate how truthful I am. So you got to learn and understand to get into community. All right. Let me just check I see somebody saying something. Neek say, it's like you really don't own your property until it's actually paid for. I believe that's why a lot of people rather rent. Home ownership is not for everyone. And just Nika, I am glad you said that. I am so glad that you said that, because that's the misconception of uninformed people who say that. So that is a huge misconception. So just Nika said, it's like you really don't own your property until it's actually paid for. I believe that's why a lot of people rather rent. Home ownership is not for everyone. And that is true. Home ownership is not for everyone. So maybe you should own some land. But you should own something, and you live in the United States of America, because if you think renting from somebody, if you renting, then that means you have no control. So you want somebody to control your life? You want somebody to control your rent? You want somebody to control how you live and where you live? If God forbid something happens today and your landlord said, well, I want you out within the next 30 days. Now y'all got to find another place. You got to find security money and deposit, right? You're not moving into another place like with one rent payment. So, and let me just address what she just said right there. People who don't own anything have that misconception. So we're going to talk about that. Yes, home ownership may not be for everybody, but that is not true that you don't own the property until it's paid off. Prime example, we're going to use the property that I was talking about with you the other day, the property that I'm getting ready to invest in, right? So a property that I purchased in 2019, the end of 2019 or 2020, just say 2020, beginning of 2020. I purchased the property in 2020 and it was worth $99,000. All right. I probably paid about $20,000 for that to get into that property. All right. And so what I did, actually, I took over somebody's mortgage payment. So technically, the mortgage itself was not in my name. The mortgage was in somebody else's name. And I took over the mortgage payment. Okay. I got it up to date, got it current with the mortgage company, and we did a quick claim deed and an agreement. All right. Last year, when I looked at that property is now worth about $225,000. So I don't own that property all the way, right? I don't own it free and clear until that mortgage is paid off, which the mortgage is not that much. It's under like $50,000. But guess what? If I wanted to sell that property today, that property is worth $225,000. So deduct the $50,000 mortgage balance. What do I have left out of $225,000? Somebody please answer it. Put it in the comment. If the property could be sold for $225,000 today and it's a $50,000 mortgage balance left, how much available equity is in that property? 225 minus 50,000, basically. Y'all moving a little slow. So I'm gonna tell you, 175. Okay. If I had to pay off the mortgage, which is about 50,000, and I sold that property for 225,000, that's $175,000 that I'm walking away with. 225 was the thing. Exactly. That's a profit. So that's a misconception that you don't own the house until you pay it off for 30 years. This is why it's important to have these type of conversations. This is why you're not taught this in school. This is why you're not taught this type of information in school. That's why my community is called What School Won't Teach You. Because you're not taught this in school. So a lot of people think like that. And that's why a lot of people renting. I'm not going to allow nobody to have no control over my life and where me and my family live. And some of y'all got kids. So no, it makes more sense for you to have a mortgage, for you to be moving towards home ownership. Because guess what? You do not have to own the property and wait 30 years to own it. The thing with real estate is usually when you buy the property, it usually appreciates. I don't know anybody who bought a property and it depreciated, except back when the market crashed in 2008. People was buying houses in Mokina for $500,000 and then they went down to $300,000, right? Stuff like that. Now, if the whole market, and that was the whole system and market crash. We had to bail out the banks back then, everything, mortgage companies. The whole system failed, right? But normally, 99% of the time, when you buy a property, when you buy real estate, land, it appreciates, okay? So both properties that I have had have almost, if not double, basically double. One is about 225, one is up to like 275, okay? And both properties, I never got a mortgage. Neither properties I own the mortgage. The mortgage is not in my name. Okay? It's so many ways you can get into property, take over property. If you got grandmamas and granddaddies that's getting older and they can't afford their house, maybe their house is paid off. Maybe they have a very little, small mortgage. Because if your grandmama been in her house 30 years, she about don't have a mortgage. And if she does, it's probably less than 20 or 30,000. So as family members, you all can come in and take over the mortgage payments. And guess what? If the mortgage payment is 20,000, but the house is worth 200,000, you still winning. And that's what I'm saying. It makes no sense for you to be renting. Some of y'all been renting 20 years. You done paid off the mortgage of whoever owned that property. Whatever building you're in, you've paid off that person's mortgage from your rent payment for 20 years. Do that make sense? And then you own nothing? Your kids own nothing? You have to understand, to live in the United States of America, and I'm talking again to Americans as a whole. If you go and buy some land, Cook County is getting ready to have a Cook County tax sale March of 2026. It's land. It's land all up and down Inglewood, South Shore, everywhere. It's a lot that I'm looking at right now, a double lot that's only $5,000. If you went and bought you a piece of land, some of y'all done spend $5,000 on a bag. Some of y'all done spend $5,000 on a trip, a vacation, and you don't own nothing. Make it make sense. Now you can go and buy you a piece of land for $5,000. God forbid you get put out of your apartment. Guess what? You go pull up on that land and you can park and live there rent free. That's your land. You own it. Go put you a trailer up on that sucker. Go put you a mobile home on that sucker. Bam. Now you and your family good. Y'all got somewhere to live forever because you own the land. Then if you really want to get technical, Sean Jones in Chicago, he's teaching you how to build on the land. He got a whole program teaching you how to build on the land in less than 90 days. Brand new buildings. 3 flats, 3 units. I don't even know the last time we rented 20 years ago. Like, I'm not putting my money into no rent. And like I was saying earlier on here, For those of y'all that's on Section 8, Section 8 has a mortgage program. Hey, Corey. Corey said, hey. Section 8 has a mortgage program. Instagram, I'm on YouTube if y'all want a better clarity, right? Same way with Facebook. I'm on YouTube. Patrice L. Stewart. I'm Patrice L. Stewart on every platform. Right? So these are the things that I like to have conversations about. Well, let's get to the real. So let me see, because Jessica responded. But I love when people say that, because that's that misconception that people think you got to pay the property down for 30 years, and you don't. You don't. You just have to acquire the property, get the mortgage, and then once that property has some value to it, you can sell it. If you don't want to stay in the house for 30 years, you can sell it. People buy houses at a low price, stay in them a year or two, and then they sell them. People flip houses all the time. And they making money. You can buy a house today for 100 bands. Hold on to it for 2 years, and it's worth 150. Now you made 50 bands. Like, come on. Like, come on. Please stop with that limited mindset and thinking. Please. Because that's a really limited mindset and thinking way. Exactly. All of y'all saying 175, 175. So that's what that person could make. That's what that person could make. So what my dad did was bought a building and a car for each of us, but we were not able to get them until we were stable enough to afford it. So each of y'all got a building and a car. I hope you still got them today. I mean, forget the car. The car is always depreciable. That's why I don't worry about cars. But real estate and land is assets. That's always gonna appreciate. Moni say, that's why I don't want to buy a new property. I want to buy and have it appreciate and gain equity. I've been doing a little research. I think that's right what I'm saying. So Moni, you saying you may not want to buy a brand new property the way they trying to charge y'all $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. Yeah, I'm not buying no $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 house neither, because a lot of these houses, one, not made of crap. The materials that they make these houses from today is not always the best. You got to have a great contractor. You got to know somebody who knows somebody, right? You got to know a really good contractor and developer. Let me say that, not contractor. You got to know a really good developer who specializes in building really good properties, because a lot of these properties they selling y'all, they made of freaking wood, and you blow too hard on the wind and stuff falling apart, baby. Like, no. So I personally am with you on that, Moni, if that's what you're saying. I buy, like in our neighborhoods, especially in South Shore, we have a lot of bungalows, brick bungalows, single bungalows, 3-unit buildings, 4-unit buildings. Those are great. It's a couple of deals right now. It's a couple of my real estate friends that have our off-market deals right now for 3 units, 4 units, 6 units. That's under 400,000. Now, if I'm gonna spend 400 bands, I'm gonna spend 400 bands on a 4-unit building. I'm not spending 400 bands on a single family house. That don't make no sense to me. Now, that's just me. Again, I don't have kids. Right? So, but still, even if you had kids, that doesn't make sense to me to be buying a $500,000 house. And then you still got to pay the mortgage, and you still got to heat it, gas it, put water in it. Like, no. If I'm spending 400 bands to 500 bands, oh, it's definitely a multi-unit. Definitely 4, 5, 6 units. Okay? Because I'm gonna need some more. I'm gonna need some payments on that sucker right there. But spending $400,000 on a single family house, no, you won't get me. No. Now, I'm sorry. Let me go to YouTube, because YouTube, you had a question first. I answer Nika's question first, because I never really get on Facebook and answer y'all questions first. So my grandmother has a building that burnt up, but nobody knows who has the deed. How can I obtain that? Your grandmother got a building that burnt up. The deed is recorded. It should be. You can go on Cook County records and find out who owns the deed. Nika. And if not, I have recently started a company called Asset and Income Concierge. So you can talk to me and holler at me Monday, and my company can help look it up for you for a small fee. Or you can go on Cook County. You can look up Cook County Accessor and look up the PIN number to see who they show ownership with. And then there's another site that you can look up and you can find out every deed is recorded. So hopefully it's recorded, because that's what I've been learning too with some of these grandparents. They created the document, but they didn't actually record it. Unfortunately, I know someone who we found that out. The grandmother had the document, but the document was never actually recorded with the county. And see, again, a lot of our people, especially in Chicago, like I said, we are a very segregated city. A lot of our grandparents and parents were lied to and told, oh, just do this. But they weren't told, like, you have to do a deed, but you also have to file the deed with the county. If it's not on the county records, then it don't matter. So that's how you gonna find out, Justnica. But that's why I created A&I Concierge, because we're going to be helping people with paperwork. We're going to be helping people set up their paperwork. We're going to be helping people review their different documents regarding their properties, their deeds, trust, estate planning, all of that. Right? That's the whole point of me starting this concierge service, because I'm tired of seeing people losing their properties and their assets because they don't have the right paperwork in order. And again, this is the system. You got to have paperwork. You got to know the system. You got to understand the system. They have a first-time home buyer program. Right. So everybody that's on Section 8, can't you check the property appraiser office to check who owns it? Yes. Appraiser, I don't know if it's Cook County appraiser. I haven't looked up property appraiser. It's a bunch of different websites on Cook County, but I know the assessor's office will give her the PIN number to start, because you need the PIN number as well to know, to research the property. You could research the property with the PIN number. Black and Ease say, you ain't lying, and that's coming from a claims adjuster, baby. These houses are made of nothing. Claims adjuster right on here. Claims adjuster right on here verifying everything. All of y'all on YouTube that's watching the video, please like the video for me. That helps my page and my channel. You can go ahead and share it and follow the channel as well. But if you are watching this beautiful content on this Friday night to get these gems in there, show a sister some love and hit the like button, okay? Moni say, yes, I agree. Okay, I'm on the right track. Yeah, Moni, I knew you was on the right track. You just, like you said it pretty right, though. It's right here in the top. I don't know if you can see this on the bottom. I also typed it in the chat, so you might have to look for it. But I put the link down here in the bottom of the video. And then I also put the text number. So the text number is behind me. I know you can't really see me because we doing my hair. But you can see it on YouTube once I move my head out the way. I'm sorry, Key. Let me move over just a little bit. Bam, there y'all go. 9272. 253-9272 is the end of it. And you text me trust, and then I'll send you the link. So like I said, originally we had 100 seats. This morning we had 78 seats registered. But if we have more than 100 people registered, I will open it up. I'll pay the extra fee to open it up to more than 100 people. I could open it up to 1,000 people. I just got to pay a little more money. But I'm fine with that, because the biggest thing is I want you all getting it. I want you all to understand what I'm doing. I want you all to understand how easy and simple it is when you learn the system and when you get off the politics train and you actually learn and follow the system the way the rich do. I study the rich. That's it. Study the rich. If y'all mad at the rich, you don't like Trump, study him. That's it. That's all you got to do. The reason why why did Trump bury his ex-wife on the golf course? Somebody tell me that. We talked about this on Monday. Why did Trump bury his ex-wife on the golf course? And again, this is land, right? We're talking about land. We're talking about ownership. Why did Trump bury his wife on the golf course? It's necessary for some people. Yeah, of course, what I'm saying, everything is going to be different for different people. But at the end of the day, to me, when you know better, you do better. If anybody just want to be renting out here and you want to rent your whole life and waste your money, then, hey, do you. Tax-free. There we go, Rob. But why is it tax-free? Why is it tax-free that he buried, because he buried her on there? Property can't be taken by the government if it's a burial ground. Let's roll, Divine Me. That's why I love YouTube. That's why I love YouTube. Y'all so smart over here. Y'all are so smart over here. Correct. So, if you all didn't know this, there is no law that says you have to bury your family in the cemetery. Everybody just do it because you're so used to the system. Right? But if you actually own land, especially in the South, that's why I can't wait to go down South, find me some land down South, buy me set up down South. Thank you to God. It's coming. By this time next year, I'll be down South on my land. Especially down South. Y'all know, because y'all live down there. Back in the day, y'all grandmamas, y'all got those lands down there, and you had the cemetery in the back, and grandmama was back there, granddaddy was back there. You could see the whole family line, headstones back there. Yeah. That's real. So the system started opening up cemeteries because they was hating that they couldn't tax y'all folks. They was hating on that. Right? So the system has put in your mind that you got to bury your family at the cemetery. And no, you don't. You can do just like Trump did. People think that what Trump is doing, what Bezos is doing, what every rich person is doing, that you can't do it. Every single one of y'all can do exactly what them people doing. It's in the tax code. There's nothing in the tax code that say you got to be rich to do this. You just have to use the tax code in the way that it is written. So as long as you're following the law, the way it's written, you can do the exact same thing. That's the misconception that y'all have. That's why I want you to get out that weak-minded mindset. That's why I want you to get out of that victimhood mindset. Yes, a lot happened to our people, but none of us that's lived in the 20th century were slaves. Let's be clear. None of us were slaves. I was born in 81. I have not been a slave. I'm not going to keep rolling with that slave mentality. Stop allowing that. Stop putting that in your head. You have never been a slave if you was born in the 20th century. Now, has America, has the Democratic Party keep y'all in victimhood? Yes, they do. And this is why a lot of y'all who love the blue, this is why y'all have so many excuses and victims all the time. People who are conservatives, they don't think like that. They don't think like that. They don't think like that. Because they getting that money. They talking about money. I signed up for Kamala and Trump campaign. Trump didn't ask me for $1. Kamala was texting my mama 8 times a day, begging and asking for money. Y'all don't understand them Democrats, same way with Obama. Obama and them is hundreds of billionaires because y'all was giving him money for 8 years with that Yes We Can campaign. Let's be clear. The Democratic Party will have you thinking that you are still slaves. That's why a lot of y'all have that slave mentality. They talk money, they talking building. They don't have that victimhood mentality. That's the difference. To see for myself, since I was representing Chicago Flip Red as their business consultant, I got to be in some of these rooms. I said, okay, this different. This ain't the same. But Kamala was begging my mama 8 times a day after I blocked the number. I said, block. Here go another number asking for some more money. So that's the difference. They beg for money and win and build their wealth that way. I didn't get not one text from Trump asking for nothing. If anything, his text messages were saying what he doing. Follow this, buy crypto, do this, do that. Not one time did my mama get a text, because I use my mama number. Not one time did my mama get a text from the Republican Party asking for no money. But we sure got bombarded every single day, 6 times a day, begging for money for Kamala. And then they spend half y'all money on rappers shaking their behinds and stuff. Cardi B and Meg up there at rallies shaking their behind, twerking. Who want to see that? That was a waste of $20 million. That was y'all money that y'all gave her. That's why she ain't care. Let me get off that. Let me get off the politics, because like I said, y'all gonna think I'm a Republican over here because I see the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. I ain't a slave to the blue party, and a lot of Chicago is. A lot of other cities is. But back to it. Let's get back to the real, like I said. The real estate, the property, the businesses. Okay, where we leave off at? Let me go to Nika say, I'm moving south as soon as my baby graduate. Hey, let me go over here to YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Somebody had a question a long time ago. I'm sorry, DJ Mike. So I purchased the home in 2021, and I would like to turn my house into a rental property. How can I do that? So that's a good question. That's a good way for me to lead into how I labeled this live, which is why my LLC owns my house, right? So when you are a individual homeowner, right? When it's your dwelling, the IRS doesn't give you any write-offs for updating your house. Excuse me, right? The IRS doesn't give you any write-offs for updating your house. You don't get to write off your bathroom or redoing your kitchen or redoing your basement because you live in that property. That's your personal home and dwelling. So the IRS is like, you'll get that money when you sell it. So that's the reason why when you all have a home, you only get to write off 2 things on your taxes, which is your property taxes and your mortgage insurance that you paid. That's about it. And most of you don't even write off your property taxes anymore because that is filed on a Schedule A, right? If you're itemizing. So that's where you fill in your mortgage interest. I'm sorry. That's where you fill in your mortgage interest on that Schedule A. So a lot of you all are not even getting that tax deduction because a lot of you all now are getting the standard deduction. And I'm going to go over this next week. Who increased your standard deduction? Y'all be mad, but Trump increased y'all standard deduction. Before Trump got in office, y'all standard deduction was around $6,000. Now for a single filer, your standard deduction is $12,000, double. Back in the day, head of household, y'all standard deduction was like $9,000. Now head of household, your standard deduction is $18,000. It's double. So again, people be on this internet mad at Trump about things. You could be mad. And if you mad because they taking pictures down of slavery and all that other stuff, how many of y'all are going to DC and looking at them museums? Please. Like some of the stuff y'all be mad about, I'll be like, okay. But some of the stuff that is actually helping you and affecting you, you don't even know that he was the one who got it done and signed over. The taxes that you get right now is because of when he was in office. I'm going to tell you that. Being in taxes, I understand, and I know that. Being in financial services and being in the tax industry. Your standard income, your standard deduction is double right now when he got in office. Not when nobody in blue was in office. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. So those of y'all that get earned income credit, that you see any type of refund, even as a single person, we didn't used to get earned income credit. He put that on there. Because I've been single my whole life with no kids. We didn't used to get earned income as a single filer. Now we have an option to get some earned income. It's a certain threshold that you got to make under. But as a single individual with no kids, now you get earned income credit. You didn't have that before. So on my page and channel, you're going to learn the real. You're going to learn the truth. You're going to learn the facts. You're going to learn finances. You're going to learn money, business, taxes. And yeah, I'm going to speak the truth on it when you get in your feelings about certain parties. Because at the end of the day, most of you don't know what you're talking about. You going off emotion. You going off what somebody posted. I had to reprogram my mama. My mama used to be a Democrat. Mama, what are you now? Independent. She's no longer a Democrat. She's no longer a slave to the blue party. Once I started showing her the facts, once I started showing her the full YouTube video, not a 30-second clip, the full hour video. Big difference. Big difference when you watch the full hour video. Just like y'all talking about he cutting Social Security. He's not cutting Social Security. Matter of fact, my mama just got a $15 increase on her Social Security. Your mama's and your grandmama's Social Security is not being cut. It's not. Now, are they cutting illegals? Are they cutting people from other countries that are on Social Security? That they are. Because it's a whole lot of foreigners on government assistance. Let's be clear. A whole lot. In Chicago, on 31st and Prairie, in the Prairie apartments, the tall buildings down off 31st and 35th, near Lake Meadows, damn near not black no more. Prairie Shores used to be all black. Prairie Shores is all Indian. Every single building, all 3 buildings on 31st Street and King Drive is freaking Indian. And guess what? Almost all of them in there on Section 8 link government assistance. And they go to UIC and University of Chicago because they over here to be your new doctors. Foreigners over here getting your assistance that you pay for in taxes. So yeah, a lot is getting cut and it's not you, the American people. Understand that. And stop letting media tell you everything. Now, back to it. She say, teach me the game, Ghost. I want to learn everything. It's a lot. It is. It's a lot. That's why I got off the internet 10 years ago. That's why I've been in my own world, been an entrepreneur for the last 12 years. I can't do what I'm doing if I didn't know what I was talking about. Everybody can't say they've been an entrepreneur for 12 years. There's a lot of people that barely make it a year. I'm in the top 10%. The average entrepreneur don't make it. So I've been around 12 years. I got to know something. And I'm in taxes. I got to know something. So to answer your question, DJ Mike, yes, you can turn your personal dwelling into a rental property. As long as you're not living in it, you're going to move out, right? You're going to be living somewhere else, right? So now that dwelling that used to be your house is now an investment. When you are an investor, you want to set up an LLC. Most investors that are in real estate set up an LLC. All right, that's the basic part. Now, you may want to have a trust and a holding company and a land trust and all that other stuff. Get in class on Monday. We'll break that down for you. But at minimum, we're going to stick to the basics on here. You own an LLC. I created an LLC, property management company. So when I bought my first property, I bought it under the LLC, right? And then you can actually have the property under your name. If you have a property with a mortgage on it, it could still be under your name. All you're doing is basically allowing your management company to manage the property. That's why I created a property management company. So now I have an agreement. I created an agreement between me and my property management company. So my property management company manages the house. Okay. When I did the deed, I put the deed to the property management company. Now the property management company is on the deed, shows ownership. So when you have a company and when you are an investor and you have an investment property, now guess what? When you a single family or you own your house, what I say, you can't write off your rehab. You can't write off your basement. You can't write off redoing that kitchen because you own it. Because you live in it. It's your personal dwelling. So now you have to change from being a consumer and turn to a business. turn to a business mindset. This is where tax strategy come in. This is where somebody like myself, who's a tax and business strategist, come in. I'm going to tell you, DJ, what you do is you set up an agreement between you and your LLC, right? Now your LLC manages and owns the property. So now if you need to do a rehab to that property to turn it into a rental, maybe you want to paint it. Maybe you want to paint it. Maybe you want to put a new kitchen in. Maybe you want to put new flooring in. So now, because it's an investment property, that flooring, the supplies that you're paying at Home Depot, that $2,000 flooring is a tax write-off. Now that paint that you may pay at Bayer is $300. That's $2,300. That's a tax write-off. Now that contractor that you're getting ready to pay $5,000 to $10,000 to, now that's all a tax write-off. So now let's say you spend 10 bands on the contractor, 2 bands on the flooring, 3 bands on painting. That's $12,300 that you would have paid out of pocket that you could not have written off if it was your personal dwelling. But now that you have moved out of it, it's your investment property, you have your LLC on it. This is a tax deduction under your LLC. So now your company gets to deduct $12,300. Okay. So whatever you're going to charge the people for the rent, how much rent you want to charge, GJ? Let's say you charge $2,000 a month. That's $24,000 in income. Out the gate, you get to write off $12,300. What's $12,300 minus $24,000? What's $12,300 minus $24,000? So instead of you paying taxes on $24,000 in income, you'll be paying taxes on that, whatever that difference is that I just said, whatever the difference is that y'all will type in. 24,000 minus 12,300. It's around 12,000 is half of it. So it's around 11,700. So instead of you paying taxes on 24,000, now you're paying taxes on $11,700. Do you see the difference? You see the difference? Just from you becoming an owner. Buying a condo or townhouse is where it's at to buy a bigger family house. Buying a condo or a townhouse is where it's at to buy a bigger family house. I guess that's your statement. I don't agree with that, but that's your statement if that's how you see it. The way I would say, if you're gonna invest into anything, I don't agree with what she just said. That's her opinion. Okay, I'm gonna say that. I would not buy a condo again. That's a 1 unit. Okay. The amount of money that you all are spending on property today, it makes more sense for you to buy a multi-unit. The reason why the rich are the rich is because they buy multi-unit. They're not buying single houses. They're not buying one condo. Okay, that's only one payment. I'm not buying one condo. Now, if it's for you personally, you want to buy a condo, cool. But if we're talking about investment, it makes more sense for you to buy a multi-unit at minimum 3 to 4 units. Because like I said, when you do the first time home buyer program, and even if you're not doing the first time home buyer program, when you go to the bank and you say, hey, I want to buy a house, they're going to give you a dollar amount based off your income. You need me to turn around a little bit, Key? You got it?
Oh, yeah, good. This is good.
Okay. So they're going to give you your property based off of whatever you all's income is. If you make 100,000, they may say, oh, well, we'll finance you up to 400,000, 500,000. It usually be like 3 to 4 times your income. When I bought my house back in 2009, I was only making 40,000, and they had approved me for 185,000. I didn't max out my approval, and that's the other thing. Y'all don't have to max out your approval. If they give you 185,000, you don't got to go and buy a $185,000 house. I bought a $100,000 house. Actually, my house was $97,000. I went way below my approval because I had to look at my income. You have to look at your income, what your expenses is, what your bills are, what your kids' daycare costs, what your cost of living costs. You get what I'm saying? The mortgage company is only going to give you an approval based off of what they see. But they don't know your lifestyle. You may like to shop every weekend. You need to add that into your budget. So you should not be buying a house at the maximum amount that they give you unless it's going to give you the maximum amount of property. Right? And this is why I said, if you single with no kids, y'all do not need no single family house. Go and buy you a building. Because if you get a 3, and it's the thing, with that one approval, you can buy up to a 3 to 4 unit. And a lot of realtors don't tell this. If I got any realtors on here, I need y'all to start talking to y'all people and saying that. Because people don't know. I really wish my aunt would have told me back then that I didn't need to buy no house. If she would have told me, well, you could have really got you a 3 unit. You could have got a 4 unit. You know what I'm saying? But she never told me that. I didn't need no house. And I was starting my company. So I was at my office 12, 16-hour days. I wasn't even at my house. It made more sense for me to buy a building. I should have bought a 3-flat with a commercial storefront space. I should have had a building with a storefront space. That's the type of building I should have had. Not buying no single family house. So when you know stuff like that, y'all should at least let the people know that y'all working with what their options are. Because some people come in with like this, blinded, because they don't know no better. Just like I had to just tell Nika. Right? Saying that you don't own the house until it's 30 years later, that's not true. So we have to debunk how people think, because it's not true most of the time what they thinking. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I said for me, like I said, that young lady said a condo would be okay for her. I'm not with no condo. I think y'all should buy a multi-unit. One, the building is going to be paid for by probably one apartment. Rent today, y'all paying average $2 a month for rent. So if you got a 3-unit building and you live on the first floor, or you live on the 3rd floor and rent the other 2 out under you, because maybe you don't want nobody on the top of your head, that's $4 a month coming in. And if you just had to pay your mortgage, add your $2,000 in there, you pay the mortgage, and now the $4,000 is basically profit. So now you could go and buy a whole nother building with that $4,000 coming in, because they're going to look at that. When you go to the lending, when you go to the bank, they're going to be like, oh, you got an investment property? Oh, you got a property with other units? They add those units into y'all money. If y'all don't know that, they look at that. They look at the potential income that you're going to make from the building. This is how people got multiple mortgages. Somebody asked that the other night on live. Like, I didn't know you could have multiple mortgages. Yes, you can. You can have multiple mortgages. As long as they can see that this is a profitable business, it's that the mortgage is profitable, that the building is profitable, yes, you can have multiple mortgages. Now, should you have a whole bunch of mortgages at one time? Because that's what happened when the market crashed. We had people that had 10 mortgages. But when that market crashed, it hurt some people. But guess what? All they had to do was sell the building. They still didn't lose a whole lot, because all they had to do was just sell the building off. Now they're not paying all these different mortgages. Now some people have sold 6 units, 6 buildings, and they still got 4. Some people sold 5 buildings and they still got 5. You get what I'm saying? That's the thing with real estate and land and property, is it always appreciates. It always appreciates. So if it gets too much for you, you just sell it. My uncle bought 3 cribs. Even, I think one crib, he made $7,000 on it. He ended up only making $7,000 on it. He only had the house like 6 months, but he wasn't making no money on it. Why? Because he put family members in there, which I told him not to do. I told him not to put family members in there, because they always going to play in your face and not try to pay the rent. Got an excuse. Don't mix business and pleasures. It's not recommended, okay? You're hearing it from me. So DJ, if you want to rent that property out, don't rent it to no family. Don't rent it to no family, because they're going to be the first ones to try to play you with your money. A lot of people have to learn the hard way, wanting to be nice. And you would think that families would go ahead and do it, because if it wasn't your family member, you still would have to pay your landlord. So I don't know why people be wanting to play with their family like people don't have bills, but hey, it is what it is. So that's the way you do it. DJ, I hope you still on here and you got to hear that, because you asked me that when I first started, which was like 40 minutes ago. So I'm sorry, I'm just not coming to YouTube and answering y'all stuff. So YouTube, I'm getting ready to go down the line and finish answering your stuff. Get in this trust class. I'm trying to tell you. Text the number. Once I'm off of live, I'll send you the link. My assistant has already gone home for the day, so she's not responding no more. Okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. If I'm giving you all this on here for free, what you think you about to get in this workshop on Monday? Huh? If I'm talking like this on here for free, imagine what you're going to get into the workshop on Monday, and the workshop is free. We're not even charging you. We want you to see what we know. We want you to see the value in the both of us and what we know what we're talking about. Then we're going to ask you for a payment. Then we're going to ask you if you want to do some business with us. But we're going to give you the whole game first so you can see it. So you can open your mind. You can take these blinders up off you. So you can win for real in life in America. Had a real American dream, because this is the one they sold you, ain't it? I'm here to tell you. And the people love to say the game is sold, not told. We telling the game. All of it. For free. So learn to tap in when you get people like me on this internet, because we don't come around often, babies. Once in a lifetime. I'm currently living in it. Okay, he said I'm currently living in it. So you want to rent it out, though. So you're going to have to move out. Or what is it, a duplex? You can live, you got more than one apartment? DJ, let me know. I'm originally from Chicago, but now I live in Wisconsin. I grew up in Woodlawn. What's up, Woodlawn? Hey, long as you from here, baby, you always from Chicago. You always gonna be Chicago. You take Chicago everywhere we go. Even when I move down south, I'm still gonna be from Chicago. What's up, Woodlawn? Thanks for the valid info on the South Shore building. Y'all welcome. 150, nice profit, right? After closing costs, but closing costs not gonna be 25 bands, Rob. Damn. Remember, we had 225, then the mortgage was 50,000, so that took it down to 175. You're not gonna have 25,000 in closing costs, Rob. But I like how you think it, Rob. You gave yourself a nice, what's the word I'm looking for? Look, you gave yourself a nice cushion, but your closing cost shouldn't be no 25 bands. That's a lot. And after paying the realtor only get 3%. So that's why I said that's still a lot, but that's okay. I'm cool with him saying 150. He's still a profit. Wasn't taught this all my life. My family been renting going backwards. That's okay. Now you know. Go teach your family or put them on to my page. That's now you know. Most of us wasn't taught this, and we can't, and our parents can't teach you something that they was never taught. That's why I say I open my mama eyes. My mama never thought the way that I think. She's surprised every single day with some of the stuff that come out of my mouth, because they was never taught that. They were held back, like she said. She was told she gonna be a secretary. What you wanted to be, Mom? Criminal justice. She wanted to do criminal justice, and the white teacher told her she can only be a secretary. This is why you see so many Black women in corporate America as secretaries. See, we have to be truthful. And the problem is America has never been honest. America has never apologized to us. America has never told the true history. That's why they want to take certain stuff out y'all school books and kids. But I don't even remember learning about real Black history in school. So when everybody tripping about what's going on with the school, I'm like, when I was in school, we never learned about Black history. We learned about them fighting, and we learned about some other stuff. We learned about the Native Americans a little bit, but we never learned Black history. I never learned Black history in school. So that's why I learned from my grandparents. My grandparents taught me the real Black history. So I don't know. Have they changed that today with y'all kids? Because I see everybody was in an uproar about this school and school systems. But I'm like, when have they ever taught y'all kids Black history? That would be new to me. You said, Patrice, you sound like that bread and butter clip from Baby Boy. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, King Charles. Yeah, that's what we talking about, bread and butter. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's a difference. Doing this now with my father who just had a stroke. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Rob. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope we're gonna pray that he recovers quickly, speedy, immediately. All right, because that's what you definitely need to do. If you do taking over property, you need to do a trust. You need to have that quick claim deed if they okay with quick claim deeding it over to you. But you definitely need to put that trust in place, not a will. A will by itself is null and void, y'all. If y'all have siblings and your parent passed and you got multiple siblings, them siblings will come out the woodwork. I'm trying to tell you, I've been in financial services for 23 years. People change when money is involved. Y'all could think you got the best parent, wife, husband, kids in the world, baby. When that money come, when that insurance check come, when it comes to property and stuff, you will see a difference in people. You got to put everything on paper. Don't leave nothing by chance. Don't be hoping that your wife and your husband or your kids gonna do what you want them to do. No, put it on paper. Put it in a trust. That way you guarantee they do what you want them to do. That's how you control from the grave with a trust. That's what my grandparents did. My grandparents gave us a trust. I was a trust fund baby. Now, we ain't had no millions and hundreds and thousands. I about walked away with 20 bands at the end, but it paid for my college education. All of us had our college education paid for because that's what my grandparents put in the trust stipulation. We could not get our money if we didn't go to college. So if we did not graduate and have a college degree, we could not get our money. So my little brother went to college for maybe a year and he didn't graduate. So he didn't get his money. Right? So that's and my grandparents wrote that in the trust. If we don't have a college degree, we cannot get our trust fund. And I got to see for real how that worked because he didn't get his money. We ended up splitting it. They ended up splitting it between me and my other sibling, me and my other two sisters. My little brother didn't get his money. So when I say trust is for real, you control from the grave, this is how the wealthy do. This is how generation is able to keep their money. This is how you able to keep your money. You don't leave the money to an individual person. You don't leave the money and beneficiary to your kids. Do y'all know how many of y'all kids I have seen blow y'all money? I done seen people blow 100 bands in 3 months. I done seen people blow $500,000 in less than a year. So if you want to make sure that if your kids don't know money right now, y'all know y'all kids better than anybody. Y'all look at your kid. If your kid don't know money, don't know how to keep a dollar, don't know how to do much because you allowed it, if you ain't teaching them nothing, what you think they're going to do when you pass away? So if you want them to be able to keep something and have something, you got to set it up. You got to write it all up in the trust how you want it laid out. Maybe you leave them a $500,000 policy. Maybe you say, well, I only want them to get $10,000 a month in payment. So $5,000 a month in payment and let the trust pay the mortgage on the house. That way they don't got to come out of pocket. But now they got $5,000 coming in every month. They're going to have the money way longer than you just giving the kid 500 bands and expecting them to keep it. Like, come on. You get what I'm saying? If y'all not having these conversations with your kids, like, again, my grandparents talked to us about money and trust and property. So it wasn't, so to me, it's valuable. That's why I be on here telling y'all, don't sell grandma's house. I understand the value of property. I understand the value of my grandparents' house. I wish I could have kept my grandparents' house in Philadelphia. My grandparents lived in Georgetown, Philadelphia. But my uncle was a drug addict. And my father paid the mortgage off 3 different times, but my uncle kept putting another mortgage on the property. So when my dad got tired and he was like, I'm going to have to just let it go. I can't keep paying the mortgage off. And he said he go get another one because my grandparents did not put that stipulation in there. They should have changed the trust to say, hey, dude can't do nothing. Let Lewis handle everything, because my dad was the smart and the financial one. But it was a burden on him after my grandparents passed, because they didn't put that in the trust. My uncle basically wasted all our trust money. We would have had so much more trust money if he wouldn't have went and blew the damn trust money, because he had access to it. So y'all got to know that when y'all got grown kids that ain't doing shit in life, or they crack addicts, or they drug addicts, why are you allowing them to be a part of the trust? Why are you allowing them to even be on the wheel? All of y'all have responsible kids. I have so many friends that have multiple siblings, and almost every friend that I have that have multiple siblings is one sibling that do the most. This is why sometimes I'll be glad my mom only had one kid, because baby, I don't know what I would do if I had a sibling. Well, my sibling wouldn't be slow. I'm gonna say that. Because they would have had me. So they wouldn't be slow and stupid and not know how to handle money. I'm gonna say that. Right? But I'm glad my mama ain't had no other kids, because I be feeling bad for my friends that have siblings and it only be them, and the parents be giving them the hardest time. And this is why I said a lot of parents come from that slave mentality, that civil rights time frame, because they mentally drain one kid, the good kid. I watched my dad be mentally drained for years. Okay, it is what it is, right? But I want y'all to not do the same. I want y'all to not go through what my family went through, because we would have had way more trust money. I probably would have walked away with 150 bands, 200 bands. But because my uncle had access to it, he blew a lot of it. So I think we cleared about 25,000 each when we finally closed out the trust. We could have had so much more. So don't make that mistake. All right, don't make that mistake. Know and understand who your kids are, and stop being naive. Like, grown people grown. Anybody 40 and up, they gonna be who they are. If they a drug addict, if they spend money and they don't know how to save no money at 40, they're more than likely gonna be that way forever. It's rare that we see people change, which is why I'm hoping I get to some of y'all to think differently, so you're not 40 and 50 and still in a lack mindset. My next home is being built in Africa. Very little taxes and home like a castle. Hey, Anika, go ahead, baby. Go home, baby. I got to get to the motherland one day. I have a friend here, that Makita Smith, she's building in Ghana. She takes a lot of people, I think twice a year, to Ghana to look at property and build in Ghana. So that's what's up. King said, guns and butter. You rent, you are giving your money away. You really are. You really are. You giving your money straight away if you just gonna rent your whole life. Now, again, everybody got to rent at a certain time in their life, right? Especially young kids. You might be just getting out the house. But my God, baby, when she get her first crib, it's going to be a building. She's not getting no condo. She's going to have a commercial building. She's going to have suites because she do hair and got her esthetician license. She's going to make money. She's not going to go and get a hair salon. She's going to go and get a hair suite studio. We're going to build her a suite out so she can make some money and collect the rent and keep all her money. That's the difference when you teach the younger generation. They're supposed to be better than us. They're not supposed to go through what we went through. They're supposed to be better. I'm so happy that I found your broadcast. I am a native Chicagoan, and you are speaking to my circumstance. I don't get Section 8, but I'm working with NACA as we speak. I'm going to tell you this, Naima. Is it Naima? Nia Muhammad. NACA is all right. I'm going to just tell you this. All NACA is a third party. You still going to go through a lender. They still going to refer you to a lender. Sometimes they may be helping you with your credit or give you credit counseling, but if your credit is at a 640 right now and you've been on your job 2 years, you don't need NACA. I'm going to tell you that right now. You could go to a lender right now and get approved. You don't need NACA. If you got a 640 credit score, 640 gets you all the first-time home buyer programs. NACA is a nonprofit organization that partners with lenders, right? So they're literally a third party. You can forget NACA and go straight to a lender right now. I tried to explain that to my ex. He wasn't listening. I'm like, dude, you could literally go get your house today. You sitting here talking about you got to go through all this, go through all that, but his current girlfriend told him what to do, so whatever, right? I say people don't listen to somebody. I got 2 properties on my way to my 3rd one, but you finna listen to somebody who don't even own a crib. Okay. like your current girlfriend doesn't even have a house. Like, okay. You know, like, okay, dude. Okay. So if you have a 640 credit score, you qualify for every program. You could get a loan with a 580 credit score, but you won't get no funding. You won't get no down payment assistance. So you'll have to come out of pocket with the down payment. So if you do the first time home buyer through FHA, they want 3% down, 3.5% down. So if you bought $100,000 house, you would have to pay $3,500 down. $200,000 house, you got to pay $7,000 down. But with a first time home buyer program, right, you can get the money. NHS giving up to 20 bands, 15 bands. BMO Harris Bank giving up to $30,000 for the first time home buyer program. Joy that I got with guaranteed rate, she got multiple programs she could put you in, and she could stack programs. Cecilia Marlowe, who I use with Inspire Mortgage, same way. She got multiple programs. So if your credit score is a 650, 640, any one of y'all on here right now, and you live in Illinois, because the people that I work with, and I think they do Illinois and Indiana, I can get you in with one of my lenders, and you could about be having approval before the end of next week, and go find you a house and a crib right now, and not waiting. NACA is just a middle third party program. That's it. You need some credit repair? We about to teach you that on Monday, how to fix your own credit. If you need to take a couple of collections off or something, you know what I'm saying? But when I hear people say that, I just want you to know that, young lady, you don't necessarily have to wait on NACA probably. You're probably good to go right now. Hit me. Inbox me. Inbox me on either Instagram or TikTok or something like that. Or shoot me an email. I'm going to put my email down here for you in YouTube. You can shoot me a direct email, and I will refer you to a couple of people. Don't be like my ex, still out here renting because he listening to his girlfriend with no house, and not listening to me who got 2 properties on my way to 3rd. Stop listening to people who don't even have what you talking about. Like, y'all be listening to I ain't gonna call out nobody a 9-motherfucker factor, but stop listening to people who don't even have what you talking about. Like, that don't even make sense to me. How you asking somebody who don't even own a house? You get what I'm saying? Same way with y'all be on this internet talking to people, you know, some of these fake influencers and scammers, they don't know what I'm talking about. They love to send y'all these videos and make these clips of what y'all could do, but they can't get on here and explain it like that. So you got to pay attention to who you listening to. Like, I've been in financial services for 23 years. I'm a tax and business strategist. I also have that trademark, The Realist Tax and Business Strategist. That's why I'm on here talking to you like this, getting my hair done right now. The Realist Tax and Business Strategist. Okay. What y'all say, Key? Clock that, clock it, clock that T. She be having to put me on because I don't know nothing. Rob's okay. That's when you're talking about land development. So why is it some say a mobile home depreciates in value compared to a brick house? Well, technically it could, right? I just was giving that as an example, a mobile home. I just was saying, if you buy land, if you bought a $5,000 lot, like I say in Chicago, you could buy lots for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, baby. Whole plot of land. And what I was saying was, if God forbid you lost your job, instead of renting to somebody or somebody put you out their building, you could go live on your lot. You own that land. They can't tell you what to do with it. So I was saying, throw a mobile home on there, or throw you a trailer, or live in your car. I don't care. If you and your kids have to sleep in your car every night, you sleeping in your car on your land that you own. Police can't say nothing to you. Police can ride up and be like, what you doing in this empty lot? I own this lot. And he can't say shit else to you. Go ahead, officer. Show him the deed, show him the proof, whatever he needs to show to see that you own that lot. Look it up on Cook County, show him the record. He got to drive off. He can't say shit to you. That's your lot. That's what I want y'all to understand. Even if you bought a plot of land, at least you own something. But thinking that renting your whole life is okay just because you on Section 8 or whatever, or just because you renting and you don't have Section 8, you're not winning, especially if you got kids. What are you leaving them? So if you die tomorrow, what's your kids gonna do? You get what I'm saying? Y'all got to think long term. You can't think for just today. You have the misconception that you're gonna be here tomorrow, but not none of us on this platform, on none of these platforms is guaranteed to wake up in the morning. So if y'all have kids, y'all have to set a plan up for your kids. And this what I don't be understanding, because I'm like, how I don't got a kid, but I know this. And y'all got kids and y'all don't even be thinking like that. Like I be having these conversations with some of these people in my office, and I'm like who taught you? Like, who taught you? Like, I be so confused because I'm like, the fact that I've heard people say they got to get it out the mud how I did. How you want your kid to struggle like you struggle? Like that's selfish. You need to go pray on that, because that's selfish as hell to think like that. I don't want my God baby to get it out the mud. My God baby is second beneficiary if something happened to me. If something happened to my mama, my God baby gonna have something. Like, what's the point of me doing all this and I ain't leaving it to nobody? That don't even make no sense. I need y'all to get, some of y'all to get up out that mindset. That's that Willie Earl mentality. That's that slave mentality. All right, that's what we're talking about. We're trying to reprogram some of y'all mindset. And I'm still on YouTube going through comments, so, and it's a lot more than came in since then. Everybody that's on YouTube watching, make sure you hitting that like button. Make sure you hitting that like button. Okay. Land developer, it depreciates. So yeah, Shannon, I wouldn't necessarily say that mobile homes depreciate, because I know people that invest in mobile homes. Now they renting a lot of them, you know, but I know people that live in mobile homes too. I know some seniors that move out of an apartment building or move out of their condo building and they get a mobile home because it's easier to get in and out to. Like one of my friends, her and her family bought a mobile home out in Lansing. They got a nice little mobile home park out in Lansing with newer model mobile homes. The inside of them look like a brand new apartment. They got wood counters, stainless steel, you know, marble floors, all that stuff. Some of these mobile homes are decked out now. You know, in Lansing, I think they charging like $50,000 to $100,000 for those mobile homes because they look really nice, right? So I think it all depends on what type of mobile home you getting, Shannon. But I can't see it necessarily depreciating in value. That doesn't make sense to me. Because again, everything you can rent out. You can rent out. So to me, that don't mean that's not depreciating when you can rent it. You know what I'm saying? If you have a mobile home and you move, you can rent it out. That's income coming in. And the good thing with a mobile home was back in the day. Now, like 5 years ago, you could go and find a mobile home for $5,000. I flipped a mobile home. I bought a mobile home for $3,000. I sold it for $9,000. I knew a Hispanic guy. He had 10 bands. He was looking for a crib. I went over in Indiana. I bought this mobile home from this white boy. He was trying to hurry up and move and sell. It was a decent mobile home. It ain't really need no work. He only wanted $3,000 for it. I gave him $3,000. I met the Hispanic man on Friday and got my 9 bands. In less than 7 days, I made $6,000. I flipped it. I knew I wasn't going to keep it, but I knew I could flip it. And at that time, I wasn't really worried about getting no monthly payment. I kind of just wanted my cash back real quick. So I bought it for $3,000, sold it for $9,000, in and out. I didn't even have to change the paperwork. I didn't even have to sign the deed. I just literally gave him the deed that the white boy gave me. Here you go. And walked away with my $9,000. They call that wholesaling. So you could do that with a house. If you know somebody selling their house for $100,000 and you find a buyer that's willing to pay $150,000, bam, you done made $50,000 on the deal. It's called wholesaling. That's what wholesaling means. You the middleman. You find the buyer and the seller, and you make some money in the middle. A lot of people do that. People do that as their daily job. I know a bunch of people that do wholesaling. I am a smart young woman. Thank you. Very smart. Book smart, street smart. That's why I like to be both of them. I'm hood and educated. My daddy made me get my college degree, even though I knew I didn't want to go to college, but I went to college because my daddy made me. Now, I learned why my daddy wanted me to have that degree, to get my trust fund money. See, he never told me that you had to have your degree to get the trust fund. He just always told me he wanted me to go to college. And at that time, I was very big on what my dad wanted. I respected my dad. So whatever my dad told me to do, I did it. And so my dad wanted me to go to college, so I went to college. But I never wanted to go to college. I knew I was going to be an entrepreneur from day one. But I couldn't tell him that because he didn't understand that, you know. Him and my mama, they ain't understand. They was like, you not going to get a job? What? When corporate let me go in 2013, my mama and my daddy was like, what? You're not going back to corporate? What are you doing? Dude, watch me work. I'm about to put this money and time into my damn self and build my own company up. What are you talking about? They didn't get it. They don't understand. My mama see it now, 20 years later, that she done been retired and had to go back to work. 22 years to be exact is what she just said. 22 years. My mama ain't worked a job in 22 years. I'm very proud of that. Very proud of that. That's my child. That's my kid. Ain't worked a job in 22 years. That's my accomplishment. If I left this earth tomorrow, I'm winning because my mama was taken care of. So I want more of y'all to experience that. All right. Now back to the questions. Made me so mad so I could put it in the chat. Wait a minute. What did you say? You say, I swear we getting played, sis. I'm telling you, this is the game, y'all. This is the real system. No, that's why I said they don't teach y'all this. I need y'all to get off that politics train and learn this real game, baby. So everybody will be winning. We can all meet up. We can all meet up in what I tell my community. I told my community we all gonna meet up in I forgot where I said, Thailand or Greece. I think I said Greece because I like Santorini. Am I saying it right? Santorini, Greece. I love Santorini, Greece. That clear water. So I told my community, once everybody hit their 100 bands, we're going to meet up in Santorini, Greece. So yeah, let's roll. Let's get this money the real way. Because the system lied to y'all. He said, I registered days ago. Shannon, I know you was on it. Let me lay my head back so you can get your spray on. What you gonna do when it's time for her to wash it? Well, when it's time for her to wash it, I'll get off and stuff. How long I've been on? I've been on an hour and 23 minutes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When she ready, I can get off.
Oh, an hour and 23 minutes?
Because YouTube tell you the time. I've been on here an hour and 23 minutes. I'm
almost done taking down here, so.
I said 2 hours.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, we back to answering questions on YouTube. YouTube always gonna get first dibs because this is my main platform. That's why I be telling Facebook and Instagram, go to YouTube because in a minute I ain't even gonna be on here with y'all. I'm only gonna be on YouTube when I'm not in community. Because I've been on Facebook for 10 years. I'm really over Facebook. I know people just not getting on to me, but y'all don't know my history on Facebook. I'm kind of over Facebook. I've had way more people off TikTok and YouTube do what I've told them to do and win. A lot of people on Facebook still in their same boat because they don't listen. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught to study our open enemy. Exactly. I'm going to the mosque on Sunday. I want to go to the mosque. You know, I've been in Chicago my whole life. I've never been in there. So I said on Sunday, I'm going as a visitor. I'm going to go visit and sit down and go up in there and listen to the Muslims. Because at least the Muslims got it together around here. They at least have organization. I will give you all that. Okay? Muhammad been trying to teach us and talk to us for dang on and it's not Muhammad. Who else? Who we got here? Why I forgot his name? Why my mind just went blank? Y'all know, not Malcolm X. He here in Chicago. Always what's the other one? Not Elijah Muhammad. Who on here? That's Muslim. You know who I'm talking about. He been preaching to us for years in Chicago. Not Elijah Muhammad, the other one. Farrakhan. That's what I'm talking about. Baby, Farrakhan, if anybody in Chicago, Farrakhan been trying to tell us, I'm 44 years old. I probably wasn't paying attention to my early 20s. Farrakhan been telling us the same thing for the whole however old Farrakhan is, baby. I seen him on Oprah show arguing with them people back in the 80s. Farrakhan been trying to tell us community, baby, and we ain't been listening. So I'm gonna say that. That's one thing I'm gonna say. The Muslim community in Chicago are organized, blessed. They not on here begging and asking for no reparations because they set up their own. They got their own school. They got their own programs. They got their own everything. They have a community within their own community. Okay. I will say that I respect them. I respect that because every time I ride down Stony Island, I don't see no bogus cars. Everybody got something going for themselves. And the men are leaders. The men are grown men, suits wearing, leaders, business owners. Like, baby, however long I'm gonna be in Chicago, I need to be around some people like that. So I will be at the mosque on Sunday. I'm going to visit. Because Farrakhan definitely been telling us for 30 plus years. So that's the problem. People just don't be listening. People don't be listening. Okay, let me keep going down the comments. Make me my Miami, Florida check in. I love Miami. I just can't live in Miami. I love Miami, but I just can't live there. Plus, it's gotten real different these last couple of years. But I love me some Florida. I love me some Florida. I ain't telling y'all which part I'm going to, but I love me some Florida. Florida is my first choice. If I had to move today, it would be Florida. I'm going to be in Dallas next week, so I don't know who here on YouTube in Dallas, but I'm going to be in Dallas next weekend. I'm going to be there for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I fly out Monday. So I have an event Saturday. I'm getting an award. I got the Impact Leader of the Year award. And so I'm going to that event Saturday, but Friday I'm going to be doing some stuff, looking around. I might even get with a real estate agent and look at a couple of properties. But I was thinking about hosting a meet and greet in Dallas, depending on who I got online. So next weekend, that's the 17th, 18th, and 19th, and 20th, I'll be in Dallas. Because all my people like, look, you need to come down to Dallas and check out Dallas. Dallas is supposed to be like the new Mecca, like how they was building up Atlanta and stuff. So everybody like they building up in Dallas. There's a lot of African-American people there, a lot of freedmen, women there, growing and glowing in their businesses. Nice property and land there. And y'all don't pay no taxes either, just like Florida. So, but I really want to be by some water. But we'll see. I'm going to go to Dallas next weekend and see how I like it. I'm going to take my mama with me. We're going to smell the air, see if she like it. But we're going to travel to a couple of places before we make our final decision. I got to check North Carolina out, too. I heard North Carolina's real good. Mm-hmm. Look, even my God, baby, no. Yeah, I heard North Carolina's real. A lot of thriving businesses there. Property can be taken. Okay, that was y'all talking about me talking about Trump burying his ex-wife on his cemetery. That was a smart move. I mean, on his cemetery. It's a cemetery now in the back, but on his golf course. Right. But now he's not paying no taxes on that golf course because he done created a cemetery in the back of that golf course. And y'all could do the same thing with y'all land. Nobody could tell you that you can't bury a family member on your land. Now you got to go through the county and tell them some stuff and fill out a little paperwork. But baby, can't nobody tell you can't bury your loved ones on your land. I don't know why and how. Well, I know how. It's a system. They started the cemeteries so y'all could pay these taxes. That's what they did. They had to make sure, how we going to get them to keep paying this money? Oh, let's tell them they all got to be buried in the cemetery. And then let's own the cemetery privately and we make all the money. That's what they've been doing. You have to pay 5 and 10 bands and 20 bands to bury your loved one. That's crazy. Go buy you some land and bury your loved ones and start burying everybody on the land. Had them headstones in the back like we used to see on the movies back in the day. It's considered, okay, that's the burial thing. Here goes somebody on here. Oh, that's Shannon saying come to NYNC. What part of North Carolina, Shannon? That's the whole state, baby. You got to give me some cities, some locations. North Carolina is too big, baby. I need a city. I need some locations. Law number 2, learn how to use your enemies. Come on here, see nothing. That's why I love y'all YouTubers. Come on here. Everything came from us. And what they tried to stop, I'm happy we waking up. Yes, when you know better, you gonna do better. Exactly. Rob say, I like this channel. Let's roll, Rob. Identity politics are tragic. It really is. It really is. It really is. But the politics as a whole has become tragic. That's why our whole government is shut down right now. That's a whole nother thing, because y'all don't want to hear the truth on why the government shut down. I'll mess a lot of y'all heads up. I ain't even going to go there. Those who know. I ain't even got to say it, though. The ones who really woke, why they be on here talking about woke and all this other crap. The ones who really woke know why the government is shut down. It's a lot of people that don't really know the truth as to why the government is shut down. But I'm not even going to go there because I will piss a lot of y'all off when I say what I say. But we're going to keep it moving on this property and this trust plan. And I'm going to stick with what I know. All right? I don't do politics, so I ain't going to talk too much on it. Besides, put that red and blue pill down, okay? Maybe her recording did. Let's be clear. So they use CRM systems that automatically calls and text people, being annoying. Girl. It was disrespectful. Real disrespectful. I am a huge critical thinker. Yeah. That's the difference. That's why I'm an independent thinker. Yes. Critical thinker and independent. Very much so. That's why I say people got to ask questions. I've never been one to just roll with that's how it is. No, I don't agree with that. So I question my mama. Okay. If I question my mama, I'm going to question anybody. Let's be clear. So that's how I got. My mama knew at a very early age that I was different. I'm an indigo child. So we think different. We see the world different. Does it apply to rental properties as well? Yes, it does, dear. If you are labeling that rental property as an investment, because I have come across several people when doing their taxes that own property, but they don't want to claim it. What's the point of owning property and you not claiming it? You're not taking the benefits of it. When you have a rental property, guess what? You can depreciate the building. I had a client, we had a $78,000 tax deduction. A $78,000 tax deduction because of the property, the multi-unit building that we are able to depreciate. And when you own property, you get to depreciate it for 27 and a half years. Now, am I saying that right? 27 and a half years. Yeah, 27 and a half years. When it's an investment property. So again, the wealthy, okay, them 500 businesses that Trump had on his tax returns in 2016 and 17, when they audited his taxes, he had 500 S corporations on there. 500 different companies. A lot of them buildings ain't even his building. He just rents his name out. He just rents his name out on some of those buildings. He don't even own some of those buildings that say Trump on them. He rents his name out. That's a business. But because it's in real estate And it's certain things, and he does own property, don't get me wrong, right? But real estate, you have different tax write-offs because you're able to depreciate. One is depreciation. And a lot of people don't like to use depreciation, but I'm going to say this. The IRS automatically calculates depreciation. So any of you all, because people be worried about it, once you sell the property, they do give you, they do make you pay a certain amount of, I don't want to say make you pay a certain amount of it back, but they basically, once you sell the property, if you depreciating the property for 10 years, and once you sell the property on the 10th year, some of that money they're going to calculate that they allowed you to depreciate, right? So let's say you calculate, maybe they may calculate $20,000. But if you have other deductions and expenses, then it could even out. You could break even, and you may owe a little something, but that's not a big deal. I would rather utilize the tax code and depreciate and write off everything possible that I can and need to under these properties and businesses, because you're going to see more of your money long term. You get what I'm saying? You're going to see more of your money long term that way. So when I hear people say, well, I forgot the terminology. Y'all got to remember, it's taxes. It's a whole lot to it. So some stuff I forget, and I have to actually go back and look up the tax code. But it's a term for it when you do that, when you sell it, and then they add the depreciation back into it. It's a tax terminology, right? But to me, it's still worth it, and it's not for everybody. Okay. It's not for everybody. Those of you that's on YouTube giving me a tip, thank you. I appreciate you. For those of you all that are giving me a tip, I do have a Cash App as well on my link for people that was asking to donate to me. But on YouTube, you can give me tips and donate to me. So I appreciate y'all who are doing that. And if you wanted to send me a Cash App, you can, because I am giving you millions of dollars worth of game on here. Okay. Put my link on there. You can throw me a tip. All right. Where we at? Oh, there go Chad. Hey, Chad. Chad was on here the other night. Talk about let's get it. We was talking about crypto. Once everybody hung up, me and the fellas was on here the other night. Hey, Chad. I'm definitely coming to check you out. I'm glad I ran across you. 100, no problem. I'm ready to learn. You speaking life. Let's roll. I lived in 2901 South King Drive. In 2000 was all black. Come over here to 2901 right now. It ain't all black no more. It ain't all black no more. Okay? And we understand neighborhoods change, because back in the day, South Shore wasn't all black. South Shore was predominantly white, So eventually it changed and blacks moved out here, and a lot of white people left, of course, because once blacks started moving in, white people didn't want to live around blacks, right? So South Shore has been predominantly black probably at least since the 70s, maybe longer. And that's now why, a lot is happening over here in this area too, because they're building this quantum. And that's why I told y'all, there are coach buses pulling up with Asian men, Indian men, Jewish men, the Jewish men with the little dangling things on the side of their head. Okay, with them Jewish men. So, and they getting out in droves on coach buses walking around here. So y'all not about to tell me how much South Shore is worth. South Shore got property. South Shore got lands. I'm getting off of Instagram. South Shore got property. South Shore got big land. Okay. So if people from other nationalities are coming over here and walking my neighborhood, walking our neighborhood, we have to understand. We have to understand and buy our own blocks back. Okay. They have been coming over here in droves, getting off of coach buses. Don't let these people that don't live here, that ain't never been here a day in their life, come over here and buy up all our land and property. All right? Because then when you be complaining about gentrification, this is how it happens, because you're not paying attention. And you thinking that you got to be, that you don't own the house for 30 years. That's not true. That's not true. buy these blocks back. Cause I only got 2, baby. I'm trying to own a couple of blocks over here. They're gonna be like, Patrice own all 3 of them blocks. Sure do. Air house on the block. I ain't trying to just own a little bit of land and the property. I'm trying to own air house on the block over here. Cause this is where I grew up at. This is my area. This is my neighborhood. Inglewood, South Shore, Woodline. Stand up. Can't keep allowing other people, foreigners, to come in your land and take over. Somebody said, I got a question. Y'all can always ask your question on YouTube. If I don't want to answer it, I just won't answer it. Or if it's too much, I'll say you can reach me privately or something like that. No, I'm not putting my mom on here. Y'all can just hear her in the background because I got haters on this internet. And my friend told me don't show my mama no more. So y'all not going to see no more videos of her face. You're only going to see us out. When I posted her the other day, I showed us at the restaurant. I'm not showing her face no more. My friend, he be thinking all type of stuff. He like, look, keep everything off the internet. You got these haters now. You done put the truth out here. We covered and protected though. But she don't like to be online anyway. She just be in the background. No, they not buying multi-units and making them affordable and market rent. Exactly. They buying market units and they holding on to them. A lot of these properties somebody own, especially down 79th. If y'all live in Chicago, y'all been down 79th Street. Do you see how 79th look? 79th not supposed to look like Gary. Gary look better than Gary at this point. Look, we looking real bad over here. Okay. And a lot of times you will find out it's these corporations that have bought these buildings and they holding on them and they sitting on them. See, they allow our neighborhoods to go down. They buy the land and then they let it deteriorate. So that way the property value can go down. And then that way Mo could come in and buy it up. The people who own that building on South Shore, they bought that South Shore building, which is 150 units. They bought another building on Phillips off of 75th and Phillips, and they bought another building, I think, off of Essex, all still within South Shore. They paid $15 million for all 3 of them buildings. $15 million for all 3 of them buildings. And that building in South Shore has been ran down these last 4 months because they don't live here. Even though they had a property management company here managing things, they still don't live here. So they don't care that those people was living in those conditions. They let the building go, to be honest. Wells Fargo had to foreclose on it. So when you see buildings that's abandoned, I want y'all to do this weekend. Any building and property that you see that's abandoned, write the address down. Take the address down. Pay attention. And then if you get into my workshop next month that I'm going to start, which is the tax class, teaching y'all how to look up these different tax properties, getting prepared for the tax lien sale that's coming in March. That workshop, that course is $4.99. I'm on live with you 2 to 3 days a week. Sometimes I get on longer than that. But at minimum, we go live twice a week. And I'm on my computer showing you all how to actually look up the property, how to research the property, how to look up and see if there's any violations on it, if there's any type of issues, because there's things like mechanic liens, there's different liens that be on there, water liens, all type of stuff be on property. So sometimes properties be sitting dormant in your neighborhood because it's other stuff going on with it. You get what I'm saying? So we're going to show you all of that. So that way you could be prepared when March 2026 come and this tax lien sale come out. We're going to go down to Cook County as a group. That's my goal. We're going to have the shirts that don't sell grandma's house. And you could come from another state. You don't have to be here in Chicago. Buy you some land here. If you know somebody that live here, if you know somebody that live in the state that got access to the property that can go check on the property for you, you don't have to buy property in your state. Every state do tax lien sale. Every single state do tax lien sales. Every county offers tax lien sales. And some states got multiple counties, like Illinois. We got Cook County, DuPage County, whatever county, you know what I'm saying? Every state, every county has tax lien sales. It's either tax lien or a tax deed. It's two different types. Tax lien or tax deed. This is another way for you to get property cheap. Now, I'm not saying that is right. Take that up with your, again, with your system. But the fact that you could pay a mortgage and you could pay your house off, but your grandmama could lose her house because she ain't paid the taxes on it, this is the system that we live in. So when I personally, when I look up tax lien sales, and call me what you want, I try not to put up nobody grandmama. I try not to put out nobody grandmama, that, especially if they look like me. Now, I ain't gonna lie. If it's a different nationality name on there, I'm coming for their house. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna say that. But if it's Johnson, Jackson, if I could see it's probably a little grandmama, I ain't taking that grandmama house. I'm gonna skip her house. Actually, last year we donated, and I donated and paid 2 grandmamas tax liens off. See, stuff like that. People gonna one day make a post about me like they did Cat Williams. And I remember how people was posting about Cat Williams and saying how much Cat Williams had helped people. One day somebody gonna make a post about me like that. Because that's what I do. I do stuff like that, and I don't put it on the internet. That ain't nobody business, right? But the amount of people that I have helped financially in this world and life, God gonna always have me. Always. And I want to do more this year. The goal is to do more. I want to help more grandmas not lose their house. But yeah, that's what I do. I look for, and it's companies on there. So I look for corporations, or I look for, like I said, other nationalities. It is what it is. Because there's a lot of others on there. And I look for their property. I'm about to get off key. I look at their property, and then I actually go drive around the property. I go look at the property, right? So you can go and see if somebody live there. You can see if the property empty. You can see if it's been empty. Now, if it's empty, that's a winner. Cause now if I get it and I gotta sit on it and ain't nobody living in it, let's roll, right? So I got to go because she ready to comb my hair out. I'm gonna go ahead and hurry up and scroll down. YouTube, Facebook, I didn't answer no more questions because I can't look at 2 screens at once. But like I always say, YouTube, I always get first priority because this is my number 1 platform. And I just love the mentality on YouTube better. So no offense, Facebook, but that's why I tell y'all to come to YouTube and start following the YouTube channel. And I love y'all, but my name is not Patricia. Okay? I see a whole lot of comments with Patricia. Guess who named Patricia? My mama. My mama is Patricia. I'm a junior. I'm Patrice. Patrice. All right? So I love y'all, but stop calling me Patricia. That's my mama name. You could call me P, Pusha P. Pusha P. You could call me Treese. You know what I'm saying? The people that know me for real call me Peaches. If you grew up with me, you call me Peaches, right? Pusha P around here. We Pusha P. Right? But don't call me no damn Patricia no more, okay? That's my mama name. I mean, I have to tell these people. Is y'all reading? It say Patrice L. Stewart, and they'd have been on here all day on YouTube, even in the comments on some of my other videos. Oh, Patricia, girl, you telling it like it is. I don't know why black folks don't love to read that last part. They just see the Patrici. They don't even see that it's an E at the end, not an IA. So I love you on here, Nick. Who was that? Chico. Talking about Patricia. Chico, I love you. Look, I love you, Chico, but don't call me no damn Patricia. That's my mama name, all right? Pusha P. Look, now let me stop. Y'all see, I told y'all, I'm great. My energy is top, baby. 1,000. All right? We just had to check a couple of people this early in the week, but now we back on business, okay? We back on business. We ain't got time for that drama. I said what I said. What you gonna do about it? Go holler at the mayor. October 16th, 10 a.m. Y'all be down at City Hall and stand on business. He say, if I'm saving to purchase property in the near future, should I be keeping the money in the bank because I've been taking the money out? I guess all this political stuff got me a little afraid. Honestly, Neek, I understand. I feel you. I feel you, G. I feel you. But I do think you should at least keep the money in maybe a high yield money market account. A money market account is still pretty safe. When the market crashed in 2008, I was at the bank when that happened. You used to only have $100,000 in FDIC coverage. Now you have up to $250,000 in FDIC coverage. Okay. So if anything happens, you covered up to $250,000. All right. And if you're trying to buy property, that's a nice amount of money. Go ahead and get you a little bit of interest or something. You know what I'm saying? Robinhood got accounts. Fidelity, some of them, just put it in a money market. Put it in a high yield money market. It don't got to be in a checking account, in a savings account, but put it in a high yield money market. But sitting in your shoebox, you know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna do nothing for you, man. I want you to get a little interest, get a little compound interest on that, okay? Yeah, get a little compound interest on that. That's what I would say. Go ahead. Keep you a couple of dollars though. You need something. Keep you a couple of dollars, but put most of your money in that bank. And then the other tip I'm gonna give y'all is, a lot of y'all don't know this, but another way for you to get additional coverage, because if you have 2 checking accounts in your personal name, they're only going to give you $250,000 of coverage total. Now, if you have someone that you trust, right? If you married, maybe you a husband and wife. If you have an individual account as a husband, that's $250,000. If your wife have her own personal account, that's $250,000. If y'all have a joint checking account, that's $250,000. Now you got $750,000 in coverage across 3 different type of accounts. So you have the coverage is based off of the type of account. So individual accounts, you only get that $250,000. So if you got 2 check-ins, you still only getting $250,000. But if you have an individual and a joint, now that's $500,000. Do that make sense? If you have an individual and a joint with one of your kids, put the kid on there and never get him access to the account. Take the card. Don't even tell, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I need you to come sign this paperwork at the bank and keep it moving. Y'all kids ain't going to ask too much questions. You know what I'm saying? As long as they old enough to open up an account. A 16-year-old could open up an account, right? But that gives you a different type of coverage. So that's free game right there as well. Hopefully you ain't a Pisces. I'm a Gemini. June 7th is my birthday. I'm a Gemini, baby. Okay. Because my mama named Patricia and she the biggest liar. Damn. He say, I hope you ain't a Pisces because my mama named Patricia and she the biggest liar. Damn. My mama a Virgo. Yeah, my mama a Virgo, but damn, he said his mama the biggest liar. I'm gonna need you, Chico, to go. Y'all, you want her to go get some therapy together, okay, baby? Don't look. And he put it in all caps too. He ain't playing. Chico, baby, come on. I need you to get some therapy. You and her may need to talk. She may did some stuff to you and hurt you coming up. I need y'all to be okay, okay? Because you can put in all caps that she the biggest liar. And stop doing that. Stop saying specific zodiacs is this and that. People have different traits, but people are people. You know what I'm saying? I hate when people say, oh, you a Gemini, you two-faced it. Baby, I ain't never been two-faced a day in my life. I'm the realest that you know. People don't like honesty. People don't like the truth. But to call somebody two-faced, I don't know why they say that with Geminis. No, we have 2 personalities. We have a twin, because that's why I'm Patrice and Peaches. My mama used to give me a birthday card with 2 cards every year. I'm glad she stopped doing that shit. She used to give me a card that say Patrice, and she used to give me a card that said Peaches. She used to give me 2 cards every year with her punk ass. And she's talking about some this for both of y'all, because Peaches is crazy. She said, because Peaches is crazy. That little bitch has a problem. So when I get mad and upset, that's Peaches. Because Patrice Stewart, when y'all see me cussing them people out on here, Patrice Stewart was the one that did the video that was talking. But whenever I got mad and enraged and cussed y'all out, that's Peaches, baby. Because Peaches be like, don't fuck with her. You know what I'm saying? So Our twin just don't take no shit. The nice one be cool until y'all piss us off, until y'all turn on us. Then that's when the twin come out and people want to say you crazy. No, don't fucking play with us. Don't play with us. That's all it is. We ain't crazy. Just don't play no games. Then we got to show the other side. So that's what it is with a Gemini. Don't call people two-faced. Just don't play with people. Stop playing in people's face. And then the twin don't got to come out and cuss your ass out. Because once the twin come out, then it's over with. We don't even fuck with you no more. All right? That's how zodiacs work. Can you repeat your number for the trust class? Here you go before I get off. 872-253-9272. That's the number for the trust class. So once she get done washing my hair, then I'll go on and respond to y'all with the link. Okay. I could type the link on here, but I don't know if y'all could copy it or not. So text me. It's up to you. But this is the trust class link as well. TRUS Monday. And it's 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it's 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm so excited for this class, y'all. Y'all just don't know. That's why I've been on here talking about it every day. I'm promoting it every single day because it's free, for one. But I want y'all to come see the real that we about to give y'all. We about to give y'all the real game and the system. And I promise you, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And you're going to be like, what the young lady say, they've been playing us the whole time. If y'all feel like they've been playing you the whole time, just what I said here today, imagine what you about to learn in this trust class, baby. Because I'm telling you, once Gary taught me all this stuff, my life changed, baby. My life changed when he taught me all this. That's why you always got to be a learner, a student. I continually learn. You got to always be a student. Text, trust, and then you got to always be willing to learn. Keep an open mind. That's why I always keep an open mind. That's why I don't shut nothing out. Because you got to be able to be a student and believe. All right, I'm getting ready to get off of here with y'all. I done put the post up everywhere. Trust, TRUST. And I can't go live on TikTok no more. Again, haters, when I did a couple of videos about the truth, I think TikTok cut me off January of 2023. So I haven't been live on my TikTok page that's got 90,000 followers since January of 2023. I had to create a new page called Learn from Patrice. So I'm going to go live on there, but I got to build it up. It's only got like 150 followers. So I need everybody from my TikTok page to migrate over to Learn from Patrice. And then I could go live on TikTok again. But YouTube is going to be my main platform where you can catch me live. Because they don't shut my voice down here. We free on YouTube as of right now. We still free on YouTube. So YouTube is where it's at. Salute. Preach. Love you. Like I said, for those of y'all that gave me a tip, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. It will be that though I have no kids and be blessing my nieces and nephews. Exactly, Rob. I don't have no kids either, baby. So nieces, nephews, god babies, they gonna get everything that we got, right? But at least it still go to somebody. We passing the torch to somebody. Okay, I see your answer. I saw your question, Chico. I answered it, right? You said, can you back up and answer my question, please? Chico say, ma'am. And then my comments be coming in after I'm talking. So God bless your voice, sister. God bless it. I thank him every day for it. Trying to give the game. Definitely. All right. I think I'm good. Thank you, Baltimore. Deacon say, we love you in Florida. Deacon, that's probably where I'm going to be. You'll probably be seeing me soon. My mama like Florida too. So wherever my mama agree to go, that's where we going. Chico, not Chico yelling at me. Do you hear the YouTube comments? He don't understand when I'm talking on here, it don't show the comments right away. It take a minute for the comments to come in, and then I got to scroll down. Chico, you don't hear cussing me out. He got it on all. I have a question. Don't you hear me? Chico, it's okay, Chico. It's okay. Calm down, man. Chico is rolling. He say it must have been Peaches on TikTok. He say it must have been Peaches on TikTok. I love it. Yes. I didn't even cuss that many people out on TikTok, Chico. So that's funny that you say that. Because I promise I went in on Instagram. I went in on Instagram and Facebook. I didn't even cuss that many people out on TikTok. So if you see me cuss somebody out on TikTok, that was mild. I went in on them people on Instagram. Baby, people was calling me left and right. Like, Patrice, I am reading your comments on here dying. Like, dying. I went in on them people on Instagram. They was pissing me off, baby. Not pissing me off in real life, because y'all see, can't nobody mess my energy up, right? But it just was the talking like you know so much. So yeah, I just been trolling them folks on Instagram, baby. That is hilarious, Chico. I am rolling at you. You say it must have been Peaches old TikTok. I gotta get off of here because Key waiting on me. We got to talk. We got to do some more stuff. Oh, hold on, Shannon. Let me take a picture of this. Let me take a screenshot of this. You giving me some areas to look at. I've heard of Chapel Hill. I've heard of Greensboro. I've heard of Raleigh, North Carolina. I got a couple of clients out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Okay, G just responded back. Okay, cool. All right. We got 93 registered so far. So,
girl, you did predict it.
I told you. But before I'm be on again tomorrow too. So we got Saturday, Sunday, and I'm going on Monday before. So we're gonna have more than 100 people. We just gonna increase it to we just gonna open it up. Power of the tongue, baby. That's why I be telling people we do organic marketing around here. We ain't need to pay for no ads. You just got to get on and show people you know what you're talking about. That's it. That's it. You just got to show people you know what you're talking about.
You can't be scared. You can't be. You got to, because people don't like. They don't join scared people. No. They want people.
People want genuine. That's what it is. People want genuine and realness.
They want realness.
People tired of all the fake and the phony. I think everybody finally tired of the fake and phony Instagram influencers. I think y'all finally tired of that. Yeah. So when you get a real person, y'all ain't got to call the Google number because I ain't gonna answer the Google number. Okay, just text it. They be wanting to make sure it's a real number. Well, where is this you sending us to? It's a real number. It ain't one of them numbers, them little number. We ain't gonna be texting you 80,000 times. It's my Google Voice number. I'll tell you the honest truth. It's my Google Voice number. So it's a number, but we don't answer it. Look into tribal LLCs. This knowledge will be a game changer for the Black community as a tax-exempt entity. Okay, I'm gonna ask G too, because Gary is the one that does the planning of it. I'm sure he know because he's very much woke, like real woke. Go down that rabbit hole and talk to you about the straw man. You know, those who know what I'm talking about. The straw man. Like, yeah. So I'll talk to him about the tribal LLCs because I'm sure he knows. That is so funny to me though, what Chico talking about. It must have been Peaches on TikTok. That just was hilarious to me. For real, for real. We are all the signs. It just happens that some signs you're born into is just a roadmap to wholeness. Exactly. That's why I be trying to tell people, don't be not talking to people just because of their sign. Like, the person is still the person. They're gonna show you. So my Facebook is the same, Patrice L. Stewart. I'm the same name on all platforms. Patrice L. Stewart on Facebook, My real page got like 29,000 followers now. I think I'm up to 30,000 followers because people done found me recently. So I got my grandmother on there right now on my Facebook page. So it say I am that girl, and it's a black and white photo of a woman that looked just like me, because I look like my grandmother and my mother, but I look like my grandmother too. So that's the real Patrice L. Stewart page. It may be some other fake ones on there. My TikTok page is Patrice L. Stewart. It's got 90,000 followers. Y'all on my YouTube channel. But YouTube and TikTok are probably my best platforms. I come on Facebook, but I'm not on Facebook as much as I am on TikTok. I mean, on YouTube. YouTube, I'm coming back on here like daily. I haven't been on TikTok. I can't go live on my TikTok page with the 90,000 followers. So I'm migrating y'all over to the Learn from Patrice page. Okay. So you can follow Learn from Patrice. That's my newer page. But these type of lives will be on YouTube. Will you let me chat with you? I do have a booking link, Mike, that you could call. You could set up a call with me. I got a few paid calls, like a Pick My Brain session. It's only like $60 to talk to me for 30 minutes with the Pick My Brain session. So I'll put that down here. There you go, Mike. Go ahead and grab it, DJ, before I close it off. Look into Facebook. I'll have to just come back and respond to y'all later because I'm about to get off of here. DJ Mike talk about, don't worry, she's ignoring me too. I promise y'all, when I'm on here, it take a minute for the comments to come in, and then I gotta scroll down to read through all of them to see y'all. So, and then if I go into my little rant, and then I'm not even looking at the comments at all, right? So don't charge it to my heart, all right? I haven't been on in a while, so I got a lot pent up in me too. I ain't been on like for real, like in a year and a half. My mom, I've been having to make sure she good. We've been going through some transition with things, and I got this other house, and we doing some work here. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on, but I'm back. I'm coming back. So I will see y'all tomorrow. I don't know what time I'm gonna be on in the morning, but I'm gonna be at the hair salon most of the day. So I'll probably get on in the morning, like maybe 11 a.m. and do my live. And then I'll be again on Sunday. All right. So if y'all come on in the morning, I'll see you in the morning at around 11 a.m. Have a good night. End.